Hey guys, welcome to the latest edition of Perpetua TV. Today we're going to talk about pull-ups. We're going to start off with activation exercises, prehab and rehab exercises, and then on later episodes we're then going to discuss 5 different levels of where you are on pull-ups and then how to get to the next level. Okay, so starting off with today, the activation exercises. Why are we doing this? Initially it's because we want more muscles working, all right? We want the correct muscles working. We want to improve posture, improve stability, and decrease pain, okay? All of these things will help you train longer. They'll benefit all of your other lifts, but mainly they'll help benefit the pull-up directly because these are the muscles that need to do the work, okay? So, 2 different muscles that we have problems with are the lower trap and the lats. They don't do enough work, and they tend to make people overload the shoulder and the rotator cuff. So we're going to go through and discuss prone Y raises, trap 3 raises, and wall slides for the lower trap. Then we're going to discuss barbell pullovers and banded lat pull downs for the lats. Once we have those muscles nice and active, we're then going to go through some prehab and rehab exercises, pal raise, seated and lying external rotations, and then banded face pulls, just to keep the shoulders healthy and strong. Hi guys, so I'm just sitting down on the ground here, getting ready to go through the prone Y raise. So again, this is a good activation exercise. We want to focus on maintaining good solid core position and keeping our shoulders back and down. So I'm going to show you how to do it correctly, and then I'm going to demonstrate how to do it incorrectly. So, setting up for this, I want to make sure I squeeze my butt, keep my core engaged, and my forehead flat onto the ground. Okay, from here, arms out, I want to pull my shoulders back and down into external rotation and lift off. I'm trying to lift with my shoulder blades, not with my hands. An incorrect version of this is compensating with a shrug instead of saying back and down. The second way people compensate is to come into this hyperextended position where they feel like they've got their shoulders back and down, but all they're doing is compensating for lack of range of motion by arching their back. We want to keep the forehead down, shoulders externally rotated and down, small movement, nice and controlled.
I'm going to explain the trap 3 raise now. Alright, so the main idea of this again is keeping those shoulders back and down, not shrugging, alright, and making sure that we keep external rotation, not internal rotation with the shoulder. The other things we need to do is make sure that at all times we're not hyperextending the back, okay, we're keeping glutes engaged, core engaged, and then the shoulder in a good position. So to set this up, use either no weight or a very light plate. This is a 1 kilo plate, it's more than enough. I'm going to get into a position against the pillar here, leaning over, and I'm keeping good strong position through my core. From here, I'm going to look to externally rotate back and down, lift up, and back down. In a nice, slow, controlled manner. What we don't want to see is hyperextension while doing this, or shrugging and loss of position. Exercise 3 is the wall slide. It's an activation exercise as well as a stretch. Now this exercise is quite difficult for myself, so I'll apologise as I start to struggle to talk while I'm doing the movement. But it's very similar to the other movements and what we're aiming to achieve, which is solid core position, shoulders back and down, and now we're going to look to move through this range of motion which is very important for the pull-up and for any other overhead movement as well. So to set up for this exercise, we don't want to be standing flat against the wall. We want to go into a little bit of a wall squat. I'm going to tuck my hip under so that I get my lower back flat to the wall. Now, I'm going to get my hands into the start position, which should be elbows slightly lower than shoulder height. My shoulders are pinched together, back and down. From here, I keep my lower back dead flat to the wall. I keep my elbow against the wall and my wrist against the wall. I slowly start to push up, keeping my shoulders in position until I reach a straight arm position. Everything should have remained flat against the wall. Then I come back down and I do repetitions of that. Now, incorrect movement would be from here, coming up like this, where my arms are not straight and my hands are off the wall. We must get to a locked out position. The other ways people compensate is arching off the wall. As they press up into this position, you must keep the lower back flat to the wall. And as you can see here, my arms are now off the wall. It's too tough for me. So I must go wider so that I can maintain good body position throughout the movement. Hi guys, now we're going to work on some lat activation. The first exercise I'm going to demonstrate is the barbell pullover. This is a really good stretch as well as getting the lats active for the pulling down motion. So this will just help get them active, help you feel where they are. It's also going to help you on your kipping swings when you develop that movement. So this is an extra strength exercise to activate the lats and strengthen this pull down movement. So, as I set up, lying down, I'm going to set up like a bench press. Same grip, I'm going to look to flatten my lower back to the bench and pinch my shoulder blades together. They're in a good externally rotated position. I'm going to maintain this position as I lower down. Then I'm going to squeeze and come back up. So you'll feel this movement through the chest and the lats, but what we don't want to see is, as we lower, a hyperextension to get extra range, and we also don't want to see a shrug or a bent arm to pull. Shoulders engaged, back and down, lower back flat. Maintain the external rotation as we go through the movement. This exercise is called the band lat pull down. This will help us mimic the movement of a pull up, but instead of pulling ourselves up over the bar, we're using a band just to pull through the same range of motion. Everything's going to stay the same. We're going to engage the shoulder blades, back and down, external rotation, and we're going to pull through the complete range without hyperextending or losing any core position. So, to do this, I'm going to take a half kneeling position, grabbing onto the band. First thing I do, this is a nice relaxed position for me. Shoulders are up by my ears. First thing I'm going to do, pull into external rotation. From here, I'm then going to pull down and back up, maintaining position the whole time. So as I pull down, I'm looking to pinch my shoulder blades back and down, making sure I don't hyperextend. My butt's engaged, core's engaged, shoulder blades are engaged. I don't lose position or pull in this awkward position. Always pulling down in a good solid position for each rep.